Okay, perfect. Well, thank you, Ada, so much for making time to talk with me about your chapter.
It's
I
my
really
pleasure.
appreciate it. Thank you. My first question is, just
Okay.
from a general perspective, what is it that interests you about exploring the emotional aspects of learning?
Uh, I have a PhD in educational technology field, so I have a strong interest in emotions, how emotions impact learning outcomes. And so during my dissertation, I built and tested a model about emotions, achievement emotions, emotions antecedents, achievement emotion, emotion regulation strategies, and how this impact student engagement in an online learning environment. So, according to my results, I students feel a variety of emotions, and they use suppression and reprisal strategy. And in our model, structure equation model, um, I I found that achievement emotions antecedents in this task value, control beliefs of learning, and emotion regulation strategies affected student engagement. So I have a strong belief that emotions impact students' learning outcomes. So I studied, and in our book chapter, I think that we should look the emotional process, students' emotional process in a more holistic way. We have to understand how they feel, why they feel, if they use emotion regulation strategies. So I used to study student emotions and student emotion regulation strategies.
I thought it was really interesting, not just that you explore emotions from different perspectives, but also how they can be regulated and also how students can become more aware of the strategies that they're using to regulate their emotions. I thought that was really
Yes.
interesting.
Yes, because when I have some courses in the university, and I saw this, and when we talk with students, they didn't know how to handle their stress or how to handle anxiety. So it's important to learn something about their emotional processes, especially emotion regulation strategies. Sometimes they don't know why they use this strategy. They use it because they hear it or they know it, just like that.
Yeah, perfect. So when I think about your chapter and the study that you conducted and the results that you got, what would be one thing that took you by surprise? Was there anything that came as a result of that study that surprised you?
I think it surprised me when students didn't use suppression strategy. Because when in my doctoral dissertation, for example, suppression is used more by male students, and I expected that students use suppression in more stressful situation, for example, in a group project, but they didn't use suppression. It makes me happy because suppression is not a useful strategy for emotion regulation process. So and then I expected that students feel or experience a variety of emotions, and students say that, but especially emotion regulation strategy suppression, it's a little surprises me.
Great. Okay, thank you. What would you say would be some of the practical applications of your chapter that readers could take away and use in their practice?
For example, we can say that instructors can bring emotion regulation, emotion regulation to their teaching by incorporating strategies into their curriculum. For example, by helping students understand and manage emotions, they can make good things about their well-being, because emotion regulation strategies also is important for their well-being. And their academic achievements. Teaching students how to handle, how to manage their emotions in a stressful situation is so important, I think. For example, designing supportive learning environments is so important. Because in our chapter, students use strategies situation modification, seeking social support, talking to their friends. So supporting learning environment, supportive learning environment is so important. We can create some spaces, or we can make students feel they can reach their peers or instructors when they have emotional difficulties. And for example, we can make supportive classroom environments for students. For example, some students want to make quiet places for reflection, or some students might need a area for group collaboration. So we can make flexible learning spaces for students. And on a broader level, we can say that policymakers or administrators can make some training for teachers, because if a teacher knows how to manage or how to teach their students in a stressful situations, it's very important for students too. And if teachers know how to handle their own emotions, it's so important. So the policymakers and administrators can make some training for teachers, I think. And also schools should make some counseling programs or training programs to teach how to handle stressful situations or successful emotion regulation skills, because it's very important for student well-being and also academic outcomes. So it's important to equip students with successful emotion regulation skills, I think. So we can say that we are in our chapter, we can provide this to the readers.
That's great, thank you. And great link to a couple of other chapters in the book that specifically talk about teacher preparation and the importance of teachers not only knowing how to teach students about emotions and how to regulate emotions, but also be able to do it themselves, so that they are better able to facilitate with the learners and also are able to model those skills for their learners. So all of those dots need to be connected.
Exactly, because it's important to know how to handle my emotions, and then how to help students how to help their emotions difficulties.
Perfect. That's great. Thank you, Ada. That's perfect.
Thank you. I am very excited because it's a long time after the baby. I hadn't made this conversation, academic conversation with someone.
That's cute.